Characterizing what a leader is and how a leader thinks can feel like trying to catch smoke with your bare hands. It's elusive, slippery, and the definitions seem to change depending on who you ask. So, let's take a moment and dive into this murky water. If you were to type leader or leadership mindset into your search engine, you'd likely be inundated with a plethora of articles, each with its own take, its own spin. Some might emphasize charisma, others might highlight decisiveness, while still others might focus on empathy. The point is, everyone has a perspective shaped by their experiences, their successes and failures, their unique journeys. But when we shift the conversation to leadership within the context of strategy and execution, things get even more complex. It's not just about being a good leader, it's about being a good leader who can translate vision into action, who can align the big what of an organization's strategy with the little whats that define the daily grind. This is no small feat. It requires a unique blend of soft and hard skills, a mastery of the art and science of leadership. As we've explored, setting a strategy can feel elegant, almost poetic. It's a clean process, one that involves collecting data, generating insights, and mapping out a path forward. You create a PowerPoint deck, hold board meetings, and celebrate the completion of a strategic plan. But execution? Execution is where the rubber meets the road. It's messy, it's gritty, it's about getting into the trenches and doing the hard work. Execution is not just a step, it's a continual process of exposing reality and acting on it. Here's where it gets interesting. Strategy and execution require different types of thinking. Strategic thinking is long-term, often looking 3 to 5 years down the line. Execution thinking, on the other hand, is action-oriented, focused on the here and now. To think like a leader, you must master both forms of thinking, and often, you must do so simultaneously. It's not enough to be good at one, you must be adept at both. In this world of shades of gray, the question arises, do you have the mental bandwidth to navigate the complexities? Can you improvise, adapt, and overcome? Can you apply the spirit of get shit done to tackle each scenario with the right mindset? Having situational awareness is fantastic, but it's not enough. You must be willing to think differently, act differently, and close the strategy-execution gap to cultivate excellence in your organization. Let's think about chess for a moment. Chess is a game of strategy, not just a game of reaction. In many ways, leadership can be likened to chess rather than checkers. Checkers is a simple game, easy to learn, and often played in a frantic, reactionary manner. You jump over pieces trying to reach the other side while losing as few of your own as possible. All the pieces are identical until they are kinged, and then they gain a bit more power. It's a limited toolset, a black and white worldview. Chess, however, is a different beast entirely. It's a game of strategy, where each piece has its own unique abilities and contributions. It's deceptively deep, requiring focus, intuition, and years of study. Chess players don't just walk into a tournament without preparation and expect to win. They train, they study patterns, they learn the strengths and weaknesses of each piece. They understand that the game is not just about making moves, it's about anticipating the opponent's moves and adjusting accordingly. In leadership, just like in chess, you need to develop a strategy but be prepared to adapt. You must protect your king while checking your opponents. You need to know what is essential and shield it fiercely. It's easy to get distracted by lesser pieces on the board, but a good leader knows that losing a pawn isn't the end of the game. It's about maintaining focus on the ultimate goal. We often hear that plans are useless, but planning is everything. This rings true in both chess and leadership. You can have a strategy, but if your opponent makes a move you didn't anticipate, you must be ready to adapt on the fly. Winning isn't about sticking rigidly to a plan. It's about recognizing patterns and opportunities, adjusting your strategy, and capitalizing on the moment. Decisiveness is a hallmark of effective leadership. It's about making the best decision possible with the information at hand and committing to action. Indecision can be paralyzing, leading to missed opportunities and a lack of momentum. When a leader hesitates, the organization feels it. Engagement drops, productivity falters, and the ticking time bomb of indecision can lead to crises that escalate out of control. Ownership is crucial here. A decisive leader takes responsibility for their choices. They don't shy away from challenges. They embrace them as opportunities for growth. Indecisiveness signals to the team that you're hoping someone else will step in and resolve issues. When you fail to act, you fail to lead, and that loss of momentum can be devastating. Collaboration is important, but there's a fine line. A good leader knows when to gather input and when to make the call. They understand that while many can contribute ideas, there should be a single point of accountability. This person must bring the decision to closure and ensure the organization moves forward. In the realm of strategy execution, good is often good enough. Perfectionism can be a trap that leads to overthinking and indecision. The key is to identify the critical factors that drive results and accept that some ambiguity is part of the process. Every decision carries the potential for learning, and even missteps can provide valuable insights for future actions. Proactivity is another essential trait of effective leaders. It's about being prepared to act rather than waiting for circumstances to dictate your response. Proactive leaders take ownership of their situations and anticipate challenges before they arise. They don't let external factors control their decisions. Instead, they allow their values and experiences to guide them. Being proactive means embracing uncertainty and learning to navigate the unknown. It's about preparing for various scenarios, understanding that luck favors the prepared. General Eisenhower's reflections before the Normandy invasion exemplify this mindset. He knew he couldn't control the outcome, but had done everything possible to prepare his forces. The distinction between luck and preparation is crucial. Luck is often a convenient excuse for failure, while preparation is the foundation of success. Leaders who understand this difference are more likely to seize opportunities and navigate challenges effectively. In the grand chessboard of leadership, not every opportunity is worth pursuing. It's vital to identify the decisive battles that will yield the most significant outcomes. Sun Tzu reminds us that knowing yourself and your adversary is essential for success. Leaders must be hyper-aware of their resources and focus on the highest impact actions that align with the organization's strategy. Moreover, attacking the flanks, finding innovative ways to approach challenges, can be a game changer. Just as Hannibal outmaneuvered the Romans at Cannae, leaders can leverage their strengths to overcome perceived disadvantages. By thinking creatively and strategically, they can bypass obstacles and drive progress. However, there's a delicate balance to strike between being a maverick and a heretic. Mavericks are dynamic, open to collaboration, and willing to challenge the status quo. Heretics, on the other hand, may become rigid in their thinking, alienating others in the process. Successful leaders embrace the maverick mentality, fostering a culture of experimentation and improvement while avoiding the pitfalls of heretical behavior. Ultimately, leadership is about teaching and empowering others. The age-old adage, "teach a man to fish," resonates deeply in this context. Leaders must invest time in helping others become self-sufficient, fostering a culture of learning and growth. By doing so, they build a strong community that can thrive independently. In conclusion, thinking like a leader requires a multifaceted approach. It's about mastering the art of strategy and execution, being decisive, proactive, and aware of the complexities of the chessboard. It's about embracing the challenges, recognizing opportunities, and teaching others to navigate their paths. Leadership is not a solitary endeavor. It's a team sport, and the success of a leader is ultimately measured by the success of those they lead. So, let's step onto that chessboard, embrace the game, and play to win.